Look, whether you know it or not, when a tenant leaves your property, it will cost you thousands upon thousands of dollars, and there is a way to prevent it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you the top 10 things that you can do to actually save your tenant and prevent tenant turnover, which will save you thousands and thousands of dollars. So let's get right into it. Remember, turnover is expensive. Getting your property rent ready, advertising the vacancy, showing the property, and screening the tenants are some of the most cost and labor intensive tasks involved when you're owning a property and getting the profit from that property. Once you've actually find the ideal tenant, making sure that you have retention of that renter will become an important aspect of your whole business. Here are some tips on how you can do just that. Number one, establish a good relationship with a clear agreement. Nothing sets the stage for a trouble-free landlord-tenant relationship like a clear rental agreement. Beyond the monthly rent and utilities, your agreement should spell out who's responsible for what event and repairs that could happen in the property. If the property that you're renting includes a yard, be clear about who will maintain that yard. Number two, be professional. You want to deal with the tenant who's reliable, respectful, and responsive. And your tenant wants the same thing from you. So be friendly, be flexible, and your tenants will likely return the favor. But always, always be professional because you are running a business. Number three, answer the phone. Most tenants prefer to deal with a professional property manager for the simple reason that they know it's someone's job to quickly help them resolve any issues that may arise. Regardless of what your other obligations are, you've got to make it a priority to take your tenants' phone calls or return their calls within a designated set time. Number four, take care of repairs in a timely manner. In addition to answering the phone, let your tenant know that they're important to you and that you will be taking care of anything that needs to be done without delay. Also, make sure that they understand what the rules are for what is a tenant responsibility and what is a owner responsibility, because setting that up clearly before the phone call happens is much, much more important than dealing with it once the actual problem is in their lap and you have to let them know that they're actually responsible for it when it could have been cleared up beforehand. Number five, make cosmetic improvements on a reasonable schedule. If you've been fortunate enough to acquire the holy grail that is this long-term tenant, be sure to offer them fresh paint, professional carpet cleaning every so often. Whenever they renew their lease or every 2 or 3 years, do something nice for them so that you can keep them as a long-term tenant. Always remember that you are putting capital improvements in your property, and it's going to make your property worth more money eventually, so you're actually doing something better for you and you're giving good customer service. Number six, deal with disruptive tenants promptly. If you're managing a single family or multifamily residence, dealing with tenants who are undermining the group's ability to live together peacefully is crucial to your business model. Nothing will drive ideal tenants away from your building more quickly than having to deal with obnoxious neighbors. And the problem is, when the good neighbors leave, now you're dealing with the problem tenant. And now you've got to get rid of them anyway, so it's a double negative hit to your financial income. Number seven, respect your renter's privacy. Unless your tenant has a problem, they don't want to hear from you. You've got to respect that. Now, occasionally you're going to need to gain access to the property for one reason or another. But when you do, be sure that you give them proper legal notice and try not to do it more often than you need to. Make sure that you respect their ability to live on their own. As long as they're not damaging your house or you have no reason to go over there, remember, respect their rights. Number eight, be very careful when raising rents. I say that if you rent your property in a weak rental market and you're finding your tenant's lease ending in a stronger market, it could be tempting to raise the rents to the maximum legal limit. However, offering good tenants a rent that's slightly below market rate can be a powerful retention tool. This potentially could save you hundreds or even thousands of dollars in turnover costs, because as soon as that tenant leaves, you're going to have vacancy, you're going to have maintenance, and you're going to have to pay the cost to release the property. All of that comes right out of your profit margins. Number nine, offer incentives for tenants to help you fill vacancies. Not only will this aid you in your search for additional tenants, you'll increase your chances of retaining the ones that you already have if you end up placing their friends in the same building or nearby. And remember, you want that type of person. If it's a good tenant, they're probably going to hang around with other good tenants. It makes more sense to be inclusive, and it'll cut down on your marketing costs to bring a new tenant in. Number 10, give small tokens of appreciation. If you have renters that you particularly appreciate, let them know about it. Maybe a Christmas card with a personal note and a small gift certificate is a great example of a thoughtful, unexpected gesture that can go a long way towards encouraging your tenant and getting loyalty to you and your business. So these are the top 10 things that you can do to decrease tenant turnover. And again, if you do these, even one of them, two of them, or all of them, it is going to keep your tenant turnover down, which is going to increase your revenue, and it's going to increase your profit margins by not having a vacancy. I hope this helps. This is Steve Rozenberg, and these are the top 10 ways to decrease tenant turnover.